Hello, friends. Cowboy Jobu here at the Jobu Report. I want to thank each and every one of you guys that have been subscribing to the Jobu Report, except for you trolls out there. You guys, well, you know what you are. But anyway, we're closing in on 6,000 and we want to get there before Sunday's kickoff. So I'm expecting you guys to help me reach that goal. Anyway, let's go to NFL Network for the latest on the Dallas Cowboys versus the Green Bay Packers. Jordy Nelson is out. How does that affect Arron Rogers? Let's roll the tape.
Had this morning
On NFL Network. Rogers does this better than anybody. End zone, come, touchdown! Unbelievable! That's what he does! Let's go! Man, who does that better than Arron Rogers?
That's a good question, Joe Buck. But if Arron Rogers throws any Hail Marys this week against the Cowboys, he won't have Jordy Nelson on the receiving end. Nelson hasn't practiced all week and has now officially been ruled out with a rib injury. Here's a look inside the numbers. Rogers with and without Jordy. Now, without Jordy, he's still good. He's just not Arron Rogers good, the same Arron Rogers that we're used to seeing. Rogers making his 15th career playoff start. Dak Prescott making his first. We are joined by Jane Slater, who is with the Cowboys, helping us get ready for this game. Dak making his first start. Ezekiel Elliott making his first start. A lot of focus this week, Jane, has been on those two young men on the offensive side of the ball. Who's helping them? Who's prepping them for their first playoff games?
Well, Dan, guys like Dez Bryant, who told me that early on he really admired the preparation, work ethic, and the way that Prescott handled himself. You know, Bryant has become a composed and big cheerleader of this team as a whole. And when I asked him why that was the case this season, he said, quote, because we give a damn about one another. Now, Sunday will feature, of course, a rematch between these two teams that saw each other in the 2014 divisional game. And Bryant, part of that controversial call, no call on that catch. Here's what he had to say ahead of the game.
With all kind of mixed emotions, you know, extremely excited, not knowing what to expect, and hitting the rough like that was very tough. But this go around, I think I'm well prepared, mentally and physically, and I'm just ready to go.
And there's a lot of excitement just in that locker room as a whole. It was really fun just being in there today. Dak Prescott was loose. He certainly didn't give you the indication that he had any nerves ahead of this one. And Dez Bryant tells me he even has a special set of cleats ready for Sunday. Blue, white, and silver Jordans that he plans on wearing. I don't know if I'd put new shoes on my feet ahead of a big game, but that's what Bryant's doing.
Well, if they're Jays, I guess it's okay then, Jane. In terms of rookie quarterbacks, 12 rookie quarterbacks have started playoff games. They are 6-11 since 1983. Jane Slater, thank you very much. Let's send it over to Lindsay and the guys now.
The inexperienced storyline obviously getting a lot of play this week. Could end up being a relevant bit of information. Maybe not. Do you think it ends up being a factor?
I'm going to go with maybe not. I mean, we talked all the time, all season long, about the rookie wall. You've been a rookie, I've been a rookie. We understand what the rookie wall is. And these guys, like, burst through the wall with a sledgehammer. They haven't hit it yet. And so I'm expecting much of the same. I'm expecting Ezekiel Elliott to be Ezekiel Elliott. I'm expecting him to run for 100 yards. He's had 7 of those games already this season. I'm expecting Dak to be poised and not turn the ball over. There's no reason for me to expect anything different from those guys, even though they're rookies going into the playoffs.
Yeah, you know, Ezekiel already plays faster than everyone else, so I don't know that he needs to change his game. The other thing is, with young players, you can tell them all you want. It's like young people. You can tell them till you're blue in the face. Until they experience it and go through it, you're really not going to think it's any different. I think in about 5 or 10 years, both these players, Ezekiel and Dak both, will look back and say, you know, I really wasn't thinking about that at the time, and I might be even glad that I wasn't. But there is some difference. But again, young players, I don't think typically.
That's the question, is whether that naivete will end up being a good thing or a bad thing for them. What do you think?
I've always said there's multiple sets of speed. There's preseason speed. And then as a rookie, you hit that week one and you're like, dear Lord, what did I get myself into? And then that first taste of the playoffs, somehow when your body's beat to smithereens, there's a different speed.
I don't understand that exactly.
The game gets faster. Everything's sped up. Maybe it's the anxiety because it's playoff. But here's what I do expect to change. I expect the Packers I guess, formula to stop those two beasts of rookies. I expect that to change because the first time it didn't get it done. And they tried to do it with athleticism and stunts up front and moving on the defensive line. They didn't get it done. They better stop Zeke or they're going to be in big, big trouble.
They better make Dak beat him.
Yeah.
You know, he's the one. If I'm Green Bay, he's the one that I'm saying, look, I'm not going to let you run the ball on me. I'm going to make this quarterback come out here and pick me apart, and let's see if he can do it.
It's interesting that you mentioned the speed of the game picking up in the postseason, and you mentioned the fact that Zeke already plays faster than everybody else also, so maybe that won't be a problem for him in particular. Who do you like in this one?
I like the Dallas Cowboys. I just think they're the better team. The defense of the Green Bay Packers scares me a little bit. I have total respect for Arron Rogers. I think when it gets right down to it, the only chance that Dallas has, or I should say Green Bay has, is if they get ahead by a couple scores. Dallas really isn't a fast-paced catch-up team. So if that occurs, then I think it goes to Green Bay. But just right off the top of the game, I'm picking Dallas.
Dak hasn't had very many plays this year in which he's been down by 9 points or more. I think it's something like 16 snaps or something like that. So that would be an interesting
Which is part of the
scenario.
reason why he hasn't turned the ball over much, because he's not in a position of desperation. If it doesn't come down to a Hail Mary, I'm taking Dallas all the way.
Well, as the game day crew would say, I guess I'll be the lone wolf. I think Green Bay will have the better outing. I'm not sure I believe they're necessarily the better team. I think they'll be more prepared. I think the defensive performance will be better. I do believe it'll come down to Dak, and then it comes Dak versus Arron Rodgers, and give me Arron Rodgers.
Mike and Ben, if you are right, then Dak Prescott will become the first rookie quarterback to be a non-rookie quarterback in the playoffs since 2010. First-year guys are 0-4 in that time.